they would still be wild. There would be no way for us to handle them. So we get them used to people handling them at an early age.
We're here at a muskox farm. Here's the little babies.
There's one nursing. See?
No, where?
Right up there.
There's the lunch counter. I think he's biting.
They
Quite aggressive there,
Yeah.
isn't it, with its mother?
Oh.
Not that hard.
But they have the head of a buffalo, don't they? They look so much like buffalo.
Yeah, a lot of people notice that. You know, something else that they do that a buffalo does, they're in danger. They will form a circle with their heads on the outside with their calves on the inside to protect them. Now this is Gilda. She's the one who came from the San Diego. Sometimes she's as sweet as can be, and sometimes she just isn't.
It's gilding. See the ribbon in her hair.
We comb every part of the muskox's body for the kivue. It grows every part except the hooves and the lips. But as you can see, for instance, on Gilda, she's still got some on her face. We don't comb their face because that's what they use for protection. Now,
I just wondered how long you've had her here.
I would say at least a year.
Yeah.
That's a yes. I don't think that, well, actually, she must have been here a year now because she's given birth here on the farm.
Oh, okay.
So, the bulls, and if you want to come back and see the babies, your shoe will bring you back. She was born in 1985. I'm not sure why whether she didn't
just didn't.
conceive or whether they didn't even try to breed her. I'm not sure. The handlers choose the animals they want to breed and the animals they don't. They're very selective because we are domesticating them. So if we have one that's 3 minutes are up, but I really enjoyed spending time with you. He'll take you any place that you'd like to go.
Get old.
Pat, give him another handful.
Yes, I did.
Well, we gotta show our grandson that Grandma does such things.
Here's Grandma. Watch her hand disappear. Muskox only have teeth on the bottom, so they really can't bite. They just hold the grass in.
That's why it's still breathing. Oh, there, it woke up.
This is Girly. Her name's Girly.
Girly the mooch. She's always following people around to get fed.
Yeah, they do play with the ball.
Now, here we are back at Denali. Not going to stay. Can't see the mountain. Too many clouds. There's a 4,200-foot mountain there that you can't see the top of. So, stand no chance of seeing this 20,000-foot one. Just pretty country. Highway's a little bit tore up. A lot of frost breaks are fixing. Just got to go a little bit slow. 130 miles to Fairbanks. Make that this afternoon. If we could see Mount McKinley, we'd be back there behind those clouds. University of Alaska Museum. The short one is Mother. Okay, Benjamin, can you tell me which one of these animals is which? This is part of a whale. Bowhead whale. There's the muskox. We got a dog. Maybe a wolf. What kind of bears are those, Mark? This is the Alaska Range. We crossed this yesterday, coming in from Anchorage. Of course, it was raining then. Say, if you know where to look, on a good clear day, you can see Mount McKinley, which is something over 200 miles from here. There's Fairbanks down there. We're up on the hill with the University. An old-fashioned steamboat. They brought it in here through a little canal from the river. Parked it here, restoring it. An old-fashioned village, frontier town. There's the paddle wheel. Pretty good size. And the pilot house up there. Twin stacks.
It's been happening about every 5. Oh, has it? I'll make a liar of it. Yeah, right. Nobody can.
You guys are homesteaders compared to us, so we'll take it away from you.
Oh, here it comes. You know, this will open up and there'll be a big flag down here. Still filming, sure?
Yeah,
Here, just relieve the monotony.
get up there and do a
Hi.
dance.
You going to the salmon bait? I think so, yeah. I think it's down here somewhere. Yeah, I think
There it comes.
You gonna come? Huh? When? It's been more than a minute.
It's filling the bucket into the top. There's a gush of water coming down. And then it gets full. There it goes. That's how a sluice works, I guess. Water comes down from up there.
How it works, I don't know. Yeah, I know.
Here we are on Friday morning, getting ready to take our little riverboat cruise. I've just gone up to the window to get our tickets.
We had 1,000 people on board. We draw about 38 inches of water. And you'll see why that's important. We get out on the Glacier River. There's shallow spots in that river that are less than whalers. The skinnier ones are caribou. Plastics are the recycling there. He does all kinds of things. He hauls freight on the blue barge, the trailer's up high. And their neighbors live in this stern wheeler. You might even get a little wave. There's a little boy that lives there. This is a real riverboat, but one fall they decided The Tanana wouldn't be there if it weren't for the Alaska Range glaciers. It's all melted ice and ground up rock. Those big rivers of ice that is a glacier grinds down rock to a consistency in this valley of rock that they call glacier flour. It's not even sandy. It's like talcum powder, it's so soft. And the Corps of Engineers was impressed by how much of the silt is flowing out to the Bering Sea from this river. They measured it one summer and said 100,000 tons of silt comes by here every day. Now you have to be sure to look in the water, and you can see the Alaska Range to the left. That's only 100 miles south. That's where all this water is coming from. The interesting thing, I've taken a bucket of this glacier river and set it down. It took a couple days because the silt is so fine, it has no weight to it. When it finally settles, you've got clear water. The navigator finds the channel. Now you see why the wheelhouse is up high, because that's why the boys are training early, because you look at the water and you have to get...
Canvas and stitched tents. He's got a stove in there. Fish drying behind him. It's the smoke and it circulates and dries the fish out. Harry's going to cut a salmon, show us how it's done. You know, in fish camp, you cut hundreds of them. Now this is a chum salmon. I think it's a chum. Let's see what it looks like here. Whoa! Wow! That's a big fish. You can tell by the way he's holding it, that's got a lot of weight on that. We saved it, but this came out of the wheel right here last fall. I'll describe what he's doing. This is also on the television. Our crewman is up there with a camera getting a close-up. There's the head. Now, they've been pulling sleds all winter with weight on it. They just got married now. So this is easy for them. They get out there and that look like smiles. Those are happy dogs. Mary's going to introduce them all a little bit. They all have a different personality, a different job to do. And she'll explain the capacity.
Dogs start to tear out of the dog yard, full speed ahead, and after they've run a few hours, 2 miles, they settle down, get off some steam, then they average about 9 miles an hour. Then you and I can relax. He's the brains of the outfit. He's almost 11 years old. As you can see, I don't have any names. All 7 dogs know that word. There's a lot of power here. If they all start pulling, they can break that rope holding the sled. Sometimes dogs are a lot like children. You have to spell certain words you don't want them to hear you say out loud. Man will take off.
The Athabascans use for food, clothing, and shelter. They use the meat for food, the hides for clothing and shelter, and the bones for tools and weapons. Over to my right is the skin side out of a moose. Several methods to claw the animals. One method is a shoulder blade from a previous kill. This one's from a moose. They'd scrape it against a tree like this. This sounds like a bull moose scraping his antlers against some brush, and it might provoke another bull moose to charge. Another bull moose. Another method they used was a birch bark mix.
Looks like caribou legs or moose legs.
Both made by Dixie, and they are museum quality. They're made from tan moose hide, tan in the traditional method which I've shown you, and they're trimmed with beaver fur and decorated with glass beads and dentium shells. As we have flowers representing the forget-me-not and the bluebell. On the chief's jacket, the pattern that you see is actually symbolic of animal tracks. The women believed that if they sewed this on their husband's clothing, it would bring them good luck in hunting and trapping. Here we have the tracks of the lynx, wolf, rabbit, and ptarmigan dancing in the snow.
Eskimo women. We're very lucky to have this park here. It's 35 years old. It is a traditional park, although I've added the zippers so the tour guides can get it on and off very quickly. Traditionally, the Eskimo women prefer to use it as a pullover parka, and normally the inside lining is made out of fur facing the body, so when it's 60 below, it was quite warm. You can see why we call it the sunshine. is made from timber wool. Inside of it is made from wolverine. Wolverines used in most of the parka roughs here in Alaska. Are made are kept within the family, passed down from generation to generation. Now, if this Eskimo woman were to travel to another village, most likely the women in that village could actually tell what family she's from and what village she's from just from the design of her parka.
Made from tan moose hide for strength and is decorated with glass beads and yarn tassels. The mother wore this around her back to hold the baby so she can do other tasks such as cooking, cleaning, or maybe chasing the other children.
I missed that one.
While the mother wore this, it allowed her to show off her skill as a beadwork artist. Any animal hide. Shelter here to my left is called a skin house, and it's made from steamed bent spruce poles, and they're fastened together with babish rawhide. When they're ready to move on, they took the hides with them because they just love children and love to play.
There's Mother in front of a double lean-to. Open roof, fire pit in the middle, spruce branches, needles facing down so the water runs off. Supposedly could be very comfortable.
Mary, when you go, do you have to go into Fairbanks for groceries in the winter? Do you just pull your dog sled up in the Safeway lot? Or?
I have a cabin out in Goldstream Valley, and I'll mush the dogs to the cabin and get in the car.
Say, tourist season has now begun.
The 8-ounce brick of Philadelphia cream cheese. That's the blend we use. Vary it however you like. Let the cream cheese sit out on the counter a couple hours. We don't sell it anywhere else.
There's a stern wheel paddle boat that they took out of the river and put up on land, and people are living there year round.
Otherwise, there's more to show you upriver. I'll talk to you again in a little bit.
Another home off the Chena River.
I didn't realize that.
Notice some of it has sod covered. The plastic's covering a leak. Owned by Don Wright. Notice all the antlers.
He's into politics.
Another home along the river. Most of these homes were built by the people themselves, taking up to 3 years to complete, sometimes 5.
Top one. Here's the greenhouse. I just get ready to say something like that. I just get ready to say that.
Books are not a good thing to buy.
This house built by Anne Campbell that had to be added on to as the kids came.
This is the one you like to call the middle.
Oh, the flowers. Want to get both of them? Want to get both of them?
Oh, that's pretty.
This one?
No, I don't like that one. Oh, yeah, I got that one. That's the one I
You
like.
get those one of the flowers?
This is all I got. That's it.
Came through here in a refueling stop on the way to Washington, and the Pope was on his way to Korea. They just happened to cross paths up here. There's a lot of international flights too. And someone suggested they have a meeting, and they did, and it worked out fabulously. The Pope didn't stay overnight, but he spent all day and celebrated Mass in the Catholic Church.
Nice to have a cab on.
The coaching, very lovely log cabin. Along the Chena River.
Here's all the little bush planes parked up in here. Got a tiny, tiny little strip here. They're going to give us a demonstration.
It's a great climb. I don't know if you've heard about this as part of the Riverboat Discovery trip, but this just happened to come about. We were coming by one day, and this young man, Bill Johnson, he's in his late 30s, was practicing his touch and goes before you head out in the bush. And it was so impressive. We just stopped and watched. And you could see local folks like to come down and watch him. But he can demonstrate a short field takeoff, short as I have ever seen one. And it's neat to watch, but there's a reason for it, because so many places they get into, there isn't a lot of room to work with. Now this is a stock engine, to keep your eye on him. He'll be on the television monitor. When he's going to let us get just up a little farther, then he'll start to taxi, quickly pick up airspeed. Throttles forward, the tail comes up, and it won't be long before he's airborne. I never know exactly what it's going to look like, but I know it'll be short. Captain's angling the boat a bit so you can see off to the right. He's not even starting at the end of it. Okay, the tail's already up. Watch this. Woo! Oh my! The Bill's coming around the riverboat to land. The landing is impressive. He will be going so slow, and by the time he lands, you can hardly believe it. But they do that because you can't touch down and then use a runway to slow down if you've only got maybe 200-300 feet. This technique is really a precision flyer. Just every bit of this is in control. Right over the river now. So watch this. He says this. Isn't that nice? He just slides right out of the sky. There's a lot of altitude, a lot of control. Woo! My. And see how slow he goes. Just hang on the prop. Woo! Nice. Those big fat tires? Those tender tires. Not there to play them, but they absorb the impact on the hard landing. There he is, Bill Johnson. Great show. All right. They were selling all their surplus equipment, pipe, and people from all over the world were there. This doesn't happen often. It was a big deal. Captain Binkley placed his bid, and they turned him down. It wasn't enough. He said all or none. He said it was the biggest gamble he made in his life. He went ahead and bid on it and bought 7,000 feet of pipeline. Everything they had for sale. And it was a real chore because he had to move it all. He had to move and store 3 million pounds of pipe. Very heavy. But he got his 32 pieces, and they lay flat, 4 rows of 8 across with a deck over it. You sink the dry dock. Under the blue tarps are the pumps. Pump 100,000 gallons of the river water into the hollow pipe, pushes the dry dock down. You drive a boat up over the surface. When the water is pumped back out, the dry dock rises and lifts the boat out of the water. And then lift this one. Now, patience is always rewarded. About 6 years ago, Captain Binkley got a call from the same pipeline people. They'd had an emergency and they were desperate for 48-inch pipeline, and he was the only one who had any. Well, they just needed a little, but it was all or none, he said. He's a happy man. Well, this is the end of our trip in our company and giving us a chance to talk about our northern lifestyle. We'd love to see you again on behalf of the Binkley family and all our crew and myself. Till then, we'd like
We're pulling into dock. Here's all the cattle cars waiting for the herd. We're going to chop a big tree down in there. It looked like it was within range of our truck. I hope it wasn't.
And this is the
Okay, now we're recording. Athabascan girls who are our guides. And here's all the people. The boat normally carries about 500. 490 of them are tours.
pushy, rude, very aggressive people.
Old people. The Tanana River. We're about 70 miles out of Fairbanks.
It's June 21st.
June 21st, Mother says. 9:30 Alaska time? Yeah. That's the Alaskan mountain range in the background. If we look carefully, you can see some snow-covered peaks back in there. Few clouds kind of obliterate some of the good scenes. This is coming from a little bit different angle. Here's where we're going, heading east. The river's got to be 2 miles wide in places, of different channels running all over the place. Most Alaskan rivers are this way. They drain floodplains. It's our first view of the Alaskan pipeline. Here's where it crosses the Tanana River. I'm snaking along, and then just like a suspension bridge all the way across. Bridges are a little high. Fellow up in Fairbanks bought 7,000 surplus foot of that pipeline after it was finished. Made himself a big barge and dry dock out of it. Well, here's Monday, about the 22nd, near Northway. This is the Tanana River. That's something that was used as a waterway for both steamboats and fishing and canoes. Hope we can capture the rapid movement of this water.
The water you see now makes a 1,000-mile journey to the ocean in about 6 days. Dirty, but it's not polluted. The river drains from the glaciers high in the Wrangell Mountains, just south of right here.
Yeah, this is despite the appearance of the water, it does support some fish. In the spring, as it is now, you have the glacier flow. This kind of animal just walked across the lens. But then comes summer, the river becomes crystal clear. It does support a lot of fish.
What kind of animal?
Nice big pike right there.
Oh.
No, there wasn't. Now this is Kulani Lake. Looking out over the end of the lake. 54-mile long lake, what it says. Hills with the clouds hanging down pretty low. There's the highway where we will go out. We came in this road. Very, very impressive view as you're coming in of this called Sheep Mountain. You can only see half of it today. There we are, sitting there waiting. Okay, here we are, we're on the other side from Sheep Mountain. This is the view you get first, coming around the end of the mountain. You see this, when it came down on the way up, it was clear all the way up. It was beautiful. See, all the sheep are gone over to the north slope for protection from the heat for the summer. This is a mirror image. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Well, we haven't shown you too many videos of campgrounds we've stayed at. This is one. It's a little close parking, but the facilities are clean. And Daddy will show you some of the view that we get.
You can see some of the road dirt on the back of the trailer.
And you can hear the noise of the laundromat. We're standing on the porch of the office building. And this is what we can see, guys.
You have to look at things like this day after day after day. Terrible, terrible. That's the Kulani Range.
It's probably one of our most favorite spots in the whole trip. That and the Kulani Lake.
They're packing all these big RVs in here now. The World War II Army vehicles convoy is due in here any time now.
You're going to have to turn people away.
World War II Army vehicles making the convoy run from Dawson Creek to Fairbanks on their way back. Some of these antiques I used to drive. mixture of the new and the old. A lot of those vehicles were from the mid-40s.
Still more?
Oh, they're coming and coming and coming. That last one was the first truck, 1941 Dodge. Was the first truck from Whitehorse, from Dawson Creek to Whitehorse. This vehicle is as is.
Well, there's
Never
just
been
one
restored.
trailer
It just runs the way
and
it is.
two people.
This is part of the convoy's escort.
It's a fifth wheel, yeah.
Canadian military police. GI's work is never done. Here's where they clean them up. Got to have them looking nice for the road. There's the general's car. Somebody from Michigan cleaning it all up. The U.S. Army Postal Service. That is a truck I used to drive. It's a Kulani Range. Here it is. Going about Wednesday morning. Just left Haines Junction, heading for Whitehorse. You can see way back in the, up in there, there's some more mountains.
About 10:30 in the morning. We're traveling the Alaskan Highway. I'm just taking a few pictures of the land as we're passing it by. The highway is alright, right home about. Just wanted you to see what the territory looked like. We're in an area that in 1982 had a big burn destroying 400,000 acres of trees. This is the conditions. This was a truck. I believe this is the Barron River. Probably not a good picture, but I want to show you how much dust is raised by oncoming traffic. too hot. That means they're okay. Lots of northbound travelers. No one behind us. I'm taking these pictures to get my mind off the road we're traveling right now. Very, very dangerous curves. River. I have a brown color.
Two little 7,000 foot high mountains surrounding this quaint valley with a rippling stream. And there's a water nymph. Here's where we came through over the Lyrid River. All kinds of construction going on, resurfacing the road. Put down a layer of tar that they dump loose gravel on it, call it a road. Had about a 10-mile trip with the pilot car through the dust. Oops, another water nymph. A great place for whitewater rafting, maybe canoeing. Also, get near the water so you can try to capture the sound. Nothing that rushing water does to me is, ooh.
These are some stone sheep. I think I better get back into the truck. I think they're looking for a handout. It says not to stop on the highway, Sharon. It's about 3:05. We're at a rest stop. This is the lake that we're going to be staying on tonight, and the Sentinel Range of Mountains. This is about 10 minutes after we saw the sheep. There's Daddy waiting for me, wondering, what is she doing out there? It's high. My legs are a little shaky, but I'm getting over it just a little bit.
It's one of these strange campgrounds they warned us about in the milepost. Place that doesn't have electricity. They have to run their own generators, which doesn't quite deliver enough power for some people. Up there you can see a little bit of snow still lingering. Some right up on top up there. Next door is another campground, but this is all full. There's us. They're starting to stick them in the fields and any place where there's a place to park in here.
That's good, Sherm, that's good.
You can't even see him. Oh, there he is.
We'll pull alongside. Where are they? Okay, sure.
Yeah, these are called erosion pillars. Hard rock that was left after this soft sedimentary stuff was washed away. Right here by the pillars, there's another little flock of sheep down in this little valley. Stand corrected, these are not goats, they're caribou. Just little nubs of horns, a little bit early in the year. I think this one's coming over for a handout, I'm not sure. I don't have anything to feed them. That's a good profile. Not that. I don't know whether they're caribou or elk. I'm very confused. I don't know one from the other, really.
Did you record that they're...
Mm-hmm. They look like they're scratching. I think what this is an alkaline flat. And they're in there for chemicals, salt or whatever. You see the antlers on the one. Another one has nubs, but the third one, I think it's the one on the left, doesn't have any horns at all.
Yeah. I left my lights on. I'm going to get in, Cheryl.
Okay.
That's called teetering rock.
Coming back from Alaska? You're coming back from
Yeah, this is what a golden eagle looks like.
Yeah, and number one there.
I gotta
Yeah.
move on, get the light out of the way.
We're right here, and that blue building's the washrooms. You take the road in front of it.
Rough-legged hawk.
Was it VOLLA?
Oh, I talked to Chris.
Oh, okay.
See, I write names
That's a great
down.
horned owl.
What?
No, he's not used to taking reservations.
There's a martin.
Oh,
Or an ermine.
But I always ask who I'm talking to in case they forget.
A fox.
To Dawson Creek.
Yeah, it's a lot better now.
It's about 9:20. Vollans Road. What is that, Daddy? To our west?
West.
Is some of the foothills to the Canadian Rockies, part of which we have traveled through. The highway remains very good. We're making very good time. And yet, we still are enjoying beautiful scenery. It's 20 to 10, Sunday the 27th. We're taking a little break after driving 2 hours. And there's Dad. I'm going to go into the trailer and make some crackers and cheese. We just had a light breakfast, planning on having our big Sunday breakfast at night to the west, the Canadian Rockies. You can see the string of northbound traffic. There's Daddy studying the situation before he goes in to make his crackers and cheese. Wave, say hi, Dad. He's taking pictures of some clouds. I asked Daddy, what are clouds? You sound like a 3-year-old. The clouds here, as in Alaska, just seem so much more beautiful. So puffy. Is its color going to change at all?
Probably.
It's such a pretty color now. We're not going to hurt it.
There's a 6-day-old colt.
Look how big. Is that its tongue is so big?
Nope.
No?
Upper lip.
You looking for lunch? Huh? You looking for lunch?
Oh, there's my other one. I'll have to give.
Huh? You like those oats? Gonna hurt you. Get a picture of that shit. Poor thing's probably skittish.
Of course, what a time for a battery to decide to turn up its toes. And
it did?
It's still recording, but it says show it changed batteries.
Aw. You're a little skittish though, huh? Will you come by me? I bet you won't, huh?
It won't come to you if you're standing up.
No.
Mine's quarter-horse stud.
What color is the dad?
It's a lineback, but it's got a black line on it. And more brown. It's more like golden. But it's got the little zebra stripes behind its knees. Mom gonna let you eat the oats?
It'll eat oats?
It's eating clover right now.
Doesn't look interested in the oats, does it?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Well, that was good of you to come by, Polly. Now, did the two horses get along?
That's why they're separated right now, because that one is a gelding over there.
Now, gelding, I don't understand.
A neutered male.
Yeah. Well, isn't that safe?
Not really, Mother.
Here we are at Edmonton Mall. More things going on here than you can believe. Plane ride, train ride. Through the opening there is a roller coaster. We'll be in there in a minute. This is the gourmet shop in here.
Fast food gourmet.
Real gourmet, except they don't have a McDonald's. They got a tacos and an Arby's, A&W.